and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, it's panned out to be a fantastic, smooth day, despite it being the last expiry of the financial year 2025. And of course, overnight, there were so many cues coming in from global winds, talking about trade talks, tariff talks, etc. But despite all of that, the markets have shrugged off those concerns and have managed to climb above 23,600 on an intraday basis. Even right now, if you look, there's a 110 point of a jump on the Nifty right now. Among the sectors, barring the auto and the pharma, which are the top drags on the markets, rest of the pockets have all come up into the green. PSU banks are actually rallying pretty smartly at this point in time. Over 2% gains can be seen on the PSU banking story. You also have oil and gas, financial services. The Nifty Bank has really stepped up right now. The banking index itself is nearly 1% higher. Even the broader markets, the small caps are also up in trade, about 0.5%, 8.8% kind of moves that can be seen on this one. Metals, private banks, FMCG, consumer, IT sector, these are the kind of stocks that are moving, sectors that are moving up. Among the stocks on the Nifty, you have Bajaj Finserv, Hero MotoCorp, IndusInd Bank, L&T, HDFC Life and Trent as among those top movers, while on the laggard side, Tata Motors nearly 6% lower, it's 667 can be seen dragging. Sun Pharma, Eicher, M&M, Bharti Airtel, HCL Technologies as all those top drags on the Nifty right now. It's the Adani Group stocks that are actually soaring higher. You can see the sentiment across Adani Energy, Adani Total Gas, Adani Green Energy, and you have a whole host of bonanza on all of these stocks. Almost 8% uptake for the Adani Energy stock. Adani Energy Solutions, that is, Adani Green is up by 5%, Adani Total Gas is up by 5% as well. In the F&O space also, these are the stocks that are ruling the roost at this point in time. PSU stocks, there's a 1.3% uptick, so you have names like PFC, REC coming back, you have GAIL, you also have HPCL, Concor kind of names coming back to flavor as well. Even the defense names are actually doing well at this point in time. On the broader market side, there are a lot of names like, Eris Life Sciences that's up in trade right now. You have Prism Johnson that's rallying. Then you also have names like, Shoppers Stop, for instance, that's rallying. Thangamile Jewelry, Maharashtra Scooters, Akzo Nobel, Orient Pro Solutions. These are the kind of stocks that are doing well. State Trading Corporation of India. Those are the kind of counters that are actually doing very well in the broader markets in trade. But let's welcome our guest on board to help you understand the way forward in the markets. Swati Hotkar now joins in. And she's one of our top guests, and you have frequently seen her on the channel from Nirmal Bang. Warm welcome, Swati. Good to have you with us. Tell us, what does this recovery really mean? It's the F&O series expiry. Where do you see the expiry taking place, and what do you, look forward to the new series starting tomorrow?
The overall view is definitely positive on the Nifty or whether it's on the Bank Nifty. The only concern is that the Bank Nifty is under the formation of the inverse head and shoulder pattern. It has formed the neckline which comes to nearby 23,800, 870. That is the neckline it's forming. Now it's on the verge of forming the right shoulder of that pattern. So if you're getting any dips towards to 23,400 or 23,000 levels, up to that level, we might witness some sort of a profit bookings. But the overall setup is definitely positive. Upside, the resistance is placed at around 23,800. Any move above that level will see the strong extension of this rally towards at least 24,500 to 25,000 levels on the Nifty front. So the overall setup is really positive. Whatever the last 2 days we have witnessed the profit booking, which might carry forward in the near term as well. And about the expiry, I believe that the Nifty is likely to close about 23,000 between the 23,450 to 500 level. Up to that level, it will expire. Coming towards the Bank Nifty, today it has managed to show us very strong momentum rally on this particular indices. We have seen a strong recovery from the day's low. Interesting observation on Bank Nifty front that it is forming a flat pattern, and from the last 3-4 trading sessions, actually we are witnessing a sideways momentum into the Bank Nifty. On higher side, 52,000 acting as a very psychological strong resistance level. Any move above that level will see the extension of this bounce back rally towards to 52,600 to 53,000 levels on the higher sides. So the setup is definitely positive. A short-term period for 2 to 3 days, we might witness a profit booking sessions, but that can be utilized to take the buying positions on every deep side such, because the long-term setup is definitely positive. One should definitely concentrate into the large cap counters trading, but play with the strict stop losses. I would suggest such kind of view into the market.
Okay, got that. Let's look at a few spaces to get an understanding of how are you looking at the momentum-based stocks and sectors. PSU banks, what do you think has been the key reason of this sudden spurt, and do you think this is going to be in flavor back again?
Yes, PSU banks will definitely work, because whatever the index we have seen that it from almost 6,000 levels to 6,300 level, we have seen a very good momentum in this particular counters. Now, I believe that if we look towards the PSU banks, Bank of Baroda, we have seen a very strong momentum rally from 220 to 230 levels. Today, the stock is up by 5%. This is the one of the counter we are witnessing a very strong momentum rally, and it's likely to be carried towards the 245 to 50 levels. So this is the one of the very strong counter one can look forward for a buying purpose. Another interesting back is the Indian Bank. On the technical front, Sakshi, it's forming a flat pattern, and it's on the verge of breakout of 555 levels. That is the breakout level we are likely to witness into this particular counter. This, once it manages to give the breakout of this level, 600 levels can be seen very soon into this particular stock. Downside, it has a crucial support at around 530. So if you look towards the banking sector, these are the two counters which really looks very promising on the technical front. And another interesting is the SPI. This is also one of the strong counter one should definitely have into their portfolio. So these are the three stocks one should definitely keep on radar if you speaks about the PSU bank.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as the PSU banking names are concerned. Let's also look at some of the top winners in the private sector. IndusInd Bank is coming back, 2.5% higher. You have Bajaj Finserv that's up by 3.3%. That's also buzzing in trade. Also have several other names within the financial names and private sector banks that are actually doing well. When we talk about the private sector and NBFC space, what is your top pick from each of these spaces, Swati?
Yeah, on the purely on the banking side, from the private space, HDFC Banks looks very strong, and even we
Okay.
have recommended to our clients as well. Why so? Because whatever the correction we have seen into the bank Nifty, this particular stock has not that shown any kind of a sell-off. On the technical front, symmetrical triangle formation was there on the weekly chart, and we have seen a breakout of those levels. And this particular counter now is heading towards its all-time high, and I believe that it's likely to extend this rally towards at least 2000 levels on the higher side. So this is the one of the counter one should definitely look forward to take a long position, not at the current level, because in the last 2 weeks we have seen a very strong momentum rally. But if I getting any dips towards to 1750, 1740 levels, that can be grabbed as an opportunity to take a long position. 2000s are the likely target. I'm looking forward into the HDFC Bank. And another, if you on financial services, Bajaj Finserv also is one of the very strong formations. I'm looking forward. If you look towards the monthly chart in this particular stock, it has given the breakout of a downward sloping trend line. Also, the interesting fact that on the monthly chart or the weekly chart, we can say that it has given the formation of the cup pattern, and the handle yesterday it has broken down. So from the last two trading session, why we are witnessing a very strong momentum along with the volumes, because of the we got a pattern breakouts in this particular stocks. Also, the fact that it is heading towards the all-time high, towards to 2030 is nearby that all-time high levels. It's likely to bridge that levels. 2100, 2200. I'm the targets I'm looking forward this into the particular counter. So those who are having any long positions, definitely hold on for the mentioned targets.
Okay, fair point. Hopefully, we'll all keep an eye out on that. Adani stocks, what do you foresee here? The entire space is up and about, Swati, today. Adani Enterprises is one of the top movers, 2.4% higher. The rest of them are also pulling up. Adani Energy, Adani Total Gas, Green Energy. The entire space seems to be in thick action. Do you think you'd like to carry on the momentum in any?
Frankly speaking, I'm not that much positive onto the Adani group,
Okay.
because on the technical front, Sakshi, I'm not finding out any kind of a strong formation pattern where I can give a fresh buy calls. But definitely, positive momentums can be seen, because already we have seen a very strong sell-off in those
Yeah.
packs as such. So a pullback rally cannot be denied. So those who are having any long positions, they can hold on. Definitely, this we're likely to witness the up more rally, but there is no much strong formation on the technical front, so I will not recommend to take a buy call.
Okay, fair point. What about Hero Moto? What do you think is behind this strong surge on Hero Moto? It's bucking the trend. The entire auto space has been lagging and coming under the pressure of Mr. Donald Trump's tariff talk. But Hero Moto, there is this continuous momentum. It's now trading near the day's high, 3.6% higher, 3,775. Will this carry on with the momentum?
Yes, definitely, Sakshi. Auto packs from, if you talk about the especially Hero MotoCorp, from the last 6 to 7 months, we are continuously
Yeah.
seeing selling pressure from 6,000 to 3,500 level. Lot of retracement, and now this particular counter has almost touched the feet of a 2024 levels, the support levels we have seen 3,500 at levels. Interesting fact on the weekly chart, we are witnessing a positive divergence on the technical front. So the bottom, we can see the bottom fishing we are looking forward in this particular counter, and depth is very limited from the current level. So those who are looking for a long term portfolio for 1 and 2 years, definitely this is the one counter one can go for a long. For a majorly long positions for 4,500 levels, definitely we can see. So at the current levels, at least 30-40% one should accumulate at the current market price. If you're getting dips any towards to 3,600, 3,500, that will be a very attractive buying price.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as Hero is concerned. Let's look at the auto space which is dragging. What about Tata Motors? You know, a lot of calls you must also be getting, Swati. So many people getting stuck in Tata Motors since higher levels, and this stock has just not been able to recoup to those earlier levels. It's only coming down, you know, any negative news story and the stock just really latches onto that and falls some more. 5.5% of a cut even today at 669. What would you say?
Sakshi, yes, we have seen a small pullbacks in this particular stocks, but that are always witnessed as a short-lived pullbacks, and the counter is currently facing a very strong resistance nearby 720, 740. That levels we are witnessing a very strong selling pressures or say the profit bookings. Now, the interesting fact that whatever the price correction we have seen after such kind of a price correction, we need the time correction as well. We need a consolidation phase in this particular stock. If the stock manages to consolidate within the range of a 600 to 700, and if it plans to spend some time at least for a 3 to 4 weeks, then if we get a breakout, then we can see the strength in this particular counter. But at the current level, I will suggest it should require some time consolidation phase for this particular counter. Don't be in a hurry to take a buy call on every small pullbacks rally. Let the stock settle down at the support level. Let it make some kind of a formations on the technical front, and let the story build up at the lower level. Then definitely one can take a long positions. But at the current level, my view is little bit cautious. I believe that because the currently counter is in the phase of a low top, slow bottom formations only, it's not showing any kind of a trend reversal. Wait for some period of time, let the stock settle down at the support levels, then definitely one can go for a long position, but not at the current market price.
Okay, fair point. So that's the auto pack for you. Let's also discuss the defense names. That's also buzzing in trade. From last couple of sessions, there has been some kind of a revival. The government also focusing on newer MOUs, newer orders being signed as well. We've been seeing HAL, BEL consecutively looking up. We are now looking at other names, shipbuilders, Mazagon, Dock, Cochin, all of them also showing us some signs of a recovery. These have been the biggest. Pain points of the recent sell-off that we have witnessed, Swati. But are they finally coming out of that consolidative corrective zone? Do you think time is yet again ripe to look at the entire defense story once more?
Yes, Sakshi, if you ask me about the stock specific on this particular stack, my top picks will be a Cochin Shipyard and the HL. Why so? HL, we are witnessing a very strong sell-off from 2024th of August, something like that. From that level, we have seen a correction from 2,800 to almost 1,300 level. Now, the interesting fact in this particular stock that weekly chart shows on the line chart, the stock has given the breakout of that 8 months downward sloping trend line. So slowly and steadily, it will move on the higher side. No wonder it might witness some sort of a selling pressures on every rise, but the stock manages to clear the 50 and 100 DMA averages on the closing basis. Today, it has given the breakdown of 100 DMA, but very soon it will try to consolidate within that average 50 and 100 DMA. So this is the right counter one can accumulate at the current market price at 14-20 levels are currently market price going on. So at least 20-30% can get accumulated. And if you're getting any dips towards to 1250 to 1300, one can go for a long positions. If we get a very smart move rally, definitely this counter is likely to hit the 1800, 2000 levels in the near term future. I'm talking about minimum 6 to 8 months time period as such. The Cochin shipyard is the one counter one may go for a long positions at the current market price. About HL has already shown a very strong momentum rally from almost 3400 to 4100. Those who are having any long positions definitely hold on, and one can book their profits if the stock manages to touch the feet of 4500 to 4600. Up to that level, we are likely to witness fresh longs positions can be created or generated at 35-3600 levels, not at the current level, but my view is definitely positive on HL as well.
Okay, fair point. So that's the defense story unfolding for you as well. Looking at some of the other pockets then, real estate story is coming back strong, 1.5% higher in trade. A whole host of names here that are doing well. Macrotech is 4% higher at 1245, one of the erstwhile favorites and wealth creators of the recent past. Brigade Enterprises, Oberoi Realty, DLF, Phoenix Mills, Prestige Estate, Sobha, all of them are actually trading with gains today. Your top choice, will that continue to be Macrotech, or do you have other names to be shared as well, Swati, here?
Macrotech is definitely doing very well. Stock yesterday, we have seen a consolidation phase where within the range of 50 days moving average and 100 DMA, and it's on the verge of giving the breakout of the 200 DMA as well. The breakout levels comes at 1270, 1280 levels. If it manages to surpass that level, we are likely to witness a trend reversal in this particular stock, and will lead this rally towards to 1400 to 1440 levels on the higher side. So one can be remain into the buying position into the Lodha, Microtech. The interesting observation on the another counter is the DB Realty. This particular stock is on the verge of the breakout. It's not giving a breakout yet, but I'm preempting the breakout in those counters, such as DB Reality. The breakout comes nearby 158 to 159 levels. If it surpasses that level, we are likely to witness a very strong momentum rally towards to 200 to 240. So one should keep this particular counter on their radar. If the stock manages to give a breakout, one should create a long position by maintaining the strict stop loss of a 140 on a downside for immediate target of 200 rupees on high side.
Okay, fair enough. So that's as far as the real estate names are concerned. I hope everybody is noting down all of these names, which are actually looking good on the charts for Swati at this point in time. Let's also discuss a few other spaces. The mid and the small caps are also showing us some signs of recovery, especially the small caps now up over 1%. Look at AG's Logistics, 18.5% higher, one of the top stories today. BEML, sharp 17% of a rally. First Source Solutions, 9.5% higher. Credit Access Grameen, Aadhaar Housing, Action Construction, KEC International, Amber, very strong moves across the board in the small caps. If I have to ask you to pick out some stocks from the small cap basket, Swati, what would those be?
Whatever the stocks you have mentioned it from that pack, Aegis Logistic really looks very strong on the technical front. Today, no wonder we have seen almost 19 to 20% rally in this particular stock. But yes, it's on the verge of showing a breakouts. If we look towards the monthly chart from the last 3 years, we can from the last 1.5 year, we are witnessing that the stock has formed a multiple resistance nearby at least 920 to 930 levels, and today also it had touched the that levels, and it will close about the 230 level as well if we look towards the charts. If it manages to do that, then definitely a very strong breakout is likely to be seen in the next month, which might take a counters towards the 4 digit as well in a very short span of time. So those who are having a long position, Aegis Logistic, definitely it's a hold from my end. Downside, it has a very good support at 800 level. So by maintaining that as your profit stop loss, you can carry your long positions for at least initial target will be a 980, then 1000 levels can be seen.
Okay, fair point. Got that. I hope everybody's noted that down as well in terms of the key stock ideas. Let's also look at some of the other pockets. Oil and gas also ticking higher, now about 1.6% up. You have GAIL, GSPL, Adani Total Gas, HPCL, Oil India, You also have ONGC, IOC all buzzing in trade. Swati, what should be the strategy on oil and gas space, especially keeping in mind external shocks, oil prices still about $73, $74 a barrel. On the one hand, we are hearing that the US stockpiles have actually reduced quite a bit. On the other, we need to keep an eye out on what OPEC Plus will really do when it comes to production cuts. Will they continue, or will they actually, stop some of those? How do you think oil and gas story should be played from here?
See, frankly speaking, we are not recommending any
Okay.
recommendation on this particular pack because it's lot of news are going on. The sentiments change on another day in this particular counters because of the global news as such. So I will like to stay away from those such kind of a pack because it's the rally is purely on the news basis as such. On every day the trend change in this particular stock, so the risk reward ratio is really getting very difficult to generate a call. One day we get a gap up opening, another day we get a gap down also something. Such kind of a trading pattern is going on. So better to stay away from such kind of a stock trading pattern on from the oil and gas pack. And there are the more interesting stocks which we are getting, try to concentrate on those kind of stocks only.
Okay, fair point. So that's the view on the entire oil and gas space. Let's discuss the ones that are on the declining side. We discussed auto, but let's also discuss pharma for that instance. You do still have some winners like Glenmark, Mankind, Ipca Labs, Divi's Labs, Loris Labs. Some of those diagnostic stocks and some frontline majors are still up and about, but the index itself is down by about 0.3%. Again, this is also one export oriented sector that is at the risk of some Brent in case the tariff talk hardens to this space too. How would you trade the pharma stories at this point?
See, pharma is always considered as a defensive pack. If we look towards a correction into the market, these are particular sector which will help to maintain our portfolio on a safer side as such. If we look towards this particular sectors, one of if we look, I want to select any particular stock, Glenmark is as on my radar as such. This particular stock has given the formation of a U-shaped pattern, Sakshi. On the technical patterns, those kind of a stocks really works very good. 15, 17, 15, 10 levels are the currently market rate is going on in this particular stock. Interesting fact that it's well placed about the important moving average. Say look towards the short term moving average 20 DMA के ऊपर trade कर रहा है. Very good. It's on the verge of giving the breakout. Today the volumes and the price are going into hand in hand. So such kind of formations gives a really confidence into this particular stock. And I believe that the rally is likely to be seen towards to 1640 to 1650 levels on the higher side. So those who have any long positions, they can hold on. Downside, it has a very good support at around 1450. So by keeping that your stop loss, you can hold your long positions for a target of 1640 level.
Okay, so that's the pharma pack as well. Let's talk about the other defensive story, IT, which has been a rather weak link, Swati, over the last couple of sessions. Despite the recovery, IT has really not stepped up. What is your approach here? Of course, about 10, 12 days from now, we will be getting into another quarterly result as well for the IT. So that will be another key trigger to watch. But what should be the position before that?
Yeah, on the IT, we have already seen a lot of correction, whether it's a Wipro, whether it's a TCS or the Infosys. But the TCS looks very attractive. Why so? Because in on the technical formats, we have another formation such as the harmonic pattern formation, which is purely based on to the retracement. And this particular stock has completed its Gartley pattern. And I believe that whatever the correction we have seen, it has been done now. More sell-off cannot be seen into this particular stock into the TCS, and we have seen a very strong formations of a support nearby 3450, 3500 level from the last 4 weeks. So it means that the stock has just formed multiple support levels and it went into the consolidation phase for the last 4 weeks, and now it's on the verge of giving the breakout. So slowly and steadily we are witnessing a price momentum on the higher side. So one can go for a long position into the TCS at the current market price. 3650 is the likely target. If you're getting any dips towards to 3500 and so, not to worry, you can add on at that level also. 3400 is my the maximum depth I'm looking forward in this particular stock levels. If 3400 hits, try to quit your long position, but at the current level risk reward ratio is really favorable, and one should have the TCS at the current market price into their portfolio. I believe it has a very strong strength to reach up to 4,000 levels in coming 3 months to 4 months as such. So I'm bullish into the TCS. So if you're looking for any kind of buying into the IT pack, TCS will be my top pick.
Okay, got that. That's the IT story unfolding. Let's focus on a bit of metal stories as well and commodity space. How are you unfolding the metal story at this point in time? There's a lot of, again, external news flow that's impacting the sentiments. China economy on the one hand, recovery there, and of course, apart from this, there is the copper prices at record high levels. So commodities are yet again garnering some traction. Metal story, is that looking good to you?
In the metal pack, we already have seen a very good rally, whether it's the Tata Steel or the JSW. We have seen a very strong momentum rally in last 10 to 15 trading sessions. So at the current level, we might hit some sort of a profit bookings at the higher level. If you look towards the Tata Steel chart, we have seen a non-stop rally from 140 to 160 levels. 20 points momentum we have already seen. Means stock has given the 10% returns in very short period of a time. Now we might witness some sort of a profit booking in this particular counter because they are trading into the overbought zone. So I will suggest, my view is definitely positive in Tata Steel or the JSW Steel, but I will not recommend to fresh long position at the current market price. Let the stock again retrace to some middle levels, then we can take a long positions. If you look towards the Tata Steel, 145 is the good level to take a long positions. And about the JSW Steel, I believe 1,970 levels are the good level to enter into the buying position. So those are the two counters which looks very strong on the technical performance, but definitely buy on deep strategy should be applied in these two stocks. But the overall view is definitely positive.
Okay. Swati, then tell us your BTST call.
Yes, my first call is on the United Spirit. This particular counter is really doing very well on the technical front. High tops, high bottom formations. Today we have seen a open and low are the almost same. Whenever such kind of a candle formations, if we witnessed, we are getting a very good kind of a rally on the higher side. Momentum indicators are very strong in this particular stock. Currently, one can go for a long position. 13 and 80 will be the stop loss. Upside, I'm target looking for at least 1460 to 1470. So this is my BTST call for today.
That I hope everybody's noted that down. 3 minutes to go before we end the last expiry session of FY25, and we begin with an April series tomorrow. Swati, what's your call? What's the outlook on the kind of rollovers that we can see, and for the April series now?
See, we are likely to witness a little bit of a downside rally, probably in the first half of the April,
Okay.
because they are already were waiting for the second of the April, the outcome or the verdict of the Trump tax war. Okay, we might witness some sort of a downfall. Why on the technical front also I explain you that because this Nifty is under the formation of the right shoulder, and the right shoulder may be formed nearby 2300 or in between the 22,800. So up to that level, we might witness some sort of a, if not, and if you're getting any breakout of a neckline which comes to at around 23,800, then definitely a move rally can be very strongly witnessed, which might take a Nifty towards 24,600 to 25,000 levels. So it's on the under the formation phase as of now, Nifty, but the view is definitely positive. If you're getting any dips on the downside, can be utilized to take a buy calls, but the overall setup is definitely positive. So not to worry if you're getting any dips, that can be grabbed as an opportunity to take a good quality calls on every dips.
Okay, got that. Well, thank you so much, then, Swati, for being with us on the show today and helping us with all your stock and sectoral ideas and the outlook on the markets going forward. Always a pleasure to be chatting with you on markets and the outlook. Thank you so much for being with us. Good day. To end the day, you have 23,600 with us, 120 points high in trade as far as the Nifty is concerned. So a 0.5% uptake. You can say it was slightly choppy, but all along the markets held on to those crucial levels today, shrugging off the kind of global worries that we were grappled with right in the morning before the markets opened. But we fell back upon some of our internal, stocks and heavyweight spaces like banks, for instance, like metals, oil and gas, for instance, realty, for instance, and all of those pockets helped revive the sentiments for the market. The Nifty Bank is also ending pretty strong in trade today, with PSU banks rallying 2.6% higher, the top moving sectoral index. Barring Auto and Pharma, rest of the sectors end in the green, and that's also despite India VIX also slipping by over 1.4%. So that's aided the sentiments. You have Hero Moto, IndusInd Bank, Bajaj Finserv, NTPC, and Adani Enterprises as the top movers on the Nifty. On the losing side, you do have names like Tata Motors, Sun Pharma, Eicher, Bharti Airtel, Apollo, and Dr. Reddy's. On F&O, you have Adani Energy Solutions, Adani Total Gas, Adani Green Energy, and Macrotech and Bank of Baroda as the top movers. On the lower end, Sona BLW, 6.3% lower, Tata Motors, AU Small Finance Bank, IRFC as the top laggards as far as the F&O space is concerned. 1.5% uptick for PSUs, GAIL, HPCL, PFC, Concord, BHEL, all of them rallied today. Amongst the top movers in the Nifty 500 basket, you had names like Orient Pro Solutions at a 20% circuit, BF Utilities, BEML, Aegis Logistics. You had State Trading Corporation of India. You also had names like Subex. You had names like Thangamile Jewelry, GPT Infra Projects, Maharashtra Scooters. You also had names like Bajaj Housing Finance. In fact, rallying in trade, 10%, almost 8% higher. PC Jeweler also recovering quite a bit. So those were the top movers as far as the F&O space, as far as the Nifty 500 basket is concerned. 330, and the markets have frozen just above 23,600 odd mark. So you can actually see that the market momentum has sustained on the F&O expiry session. Just after a day or two of a break, we are back above, and let's hope that this continues on the new series as well that starts tomorrow. That's in the April series as well. But of course, one eye will always be on what the global cues come in on tariff tantrum as is being seen from the US, and what that means for the overall global equity mood too. Stay tuned with us on Business Today Television to track the market momentum tomorrow. But even today, beyond the market hours, the coverage will continue from the world of business and economics. You'll have a lot to track in the world of news. Thank you so much for tuning in for this one.
Get ready for the grand finale. After electrifying events in Delhi NCR, Mumbai, Chandigarh, Kolkata, Hyderabad and Bengaluru, corporate leaders reunite